So in the previous sections, so we were discussing about what is the meaning of Wheatstone bridge and what is the principle of this Wheatstone bridge here. So in the previous sections only, so we have observed what is the principle of this Wheatstone bridge, in the sense it works on the balancing condition. So it works on the balancing condition. It means the arm what you are observing AC. So the arm what you are observing, that we call as AC, which is called as a battery arm. So AC is a point, or else AC are the 2 points where you are going to connect the battery of this one here. So that is the reason. So AC we call this as a battery arm. So when we have this is battery arm, and similarly we are going to observe so BD. So this BD represents gallanometer arm here. So this BD represents gallanometer arm. So for this gallanometer arm as well as for this battery arm, what you are going to observe, the potential between the point B as well as point D, that remains the same. So it means you are going to maintain a balancing condition like this. So P by Q is equals to R divided by S. So this is what you are observing, balancing condition of a Wheatstone bridge here. So very important condition. So this is called as a balancing condition, or else balanced condition. So this is called as a balancing condition of a Wheatstone bridge here. So after getting this in the previous section, in today's section we are going to discuss how you are going to prove this balancing condition. Andre ಏನು ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಈ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. So in order to prove this one, we are going to observe so certain amount of closed loop here. So we will consider a closed loop which you are going to observe like this. So first we will consider a loop. So we are going to consider a closed loop. So this closed loop, in the sense we will start with the point A. So this is point A to the next what you are observing, point B. So you are going to make this as point B, thereafter followed by D. Again we will go for the point A here. So this implies you are going to observe a closed loop like this, A B D A. You are going to observe a closed loop A B D A here. So for this closed loop we will apply, so for this closed loop what will apply here, Kirchhoff's voltage law. So we are going to apply Kirchhoff's voltage law. So what is the meaning of Kirchhoff's voltage law? That is also we discussed in the previous section. So it means in the first branch AB you are going to observe I1 is the amount of electric current. So here what you are observing, A to point B, this is the first branch. So when we have this is the first branch, in this first branch you are going to observe I1 is the electric current, and you are going to observe P is the amount of resistance here. So you are going to observe I1 is the electric current and P is amount of resistance here. So this will be taken as positive. So this will be taken as positive here. The reason is from point A to point B, this is the calculation order. So when we have point A to the point B, this is the calculation order, and the amount of electric current is also from point A to the point B only. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಸೇಮ್ ಅದ. ಎರಡು ಎಂದ್ರೇನು, ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಸೇಮ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿರಿ, ನಾವು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಸೇಮ್ ಅದ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಪ್ಲಸ್ I1 into P ಅನ್ನ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಸೊ after coming to point A to point B, now you are going to move towards point B to the point D. In the sense you are going to observe the second branch which will be taken point B to the point D here. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಈ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಂದ ಈ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಗೆ ಏನು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವೀಗ. ಸೊ you are going to observe second branch, this is from point B to the point D here. In that one you are going to observe Ig represents, so Ig represents, so G is a notation for gallanometer, that is the reason Ig represents amount of electric current through the gallanometer. So here Ig represents, I in the sense electric current, so G in the sense gallanometer. So this is current through the gallanometer. So you are going to observe current through gallanometer here. So this is current through the gallanometer. So this what you are observing as Ig. So Ig multiplied by, now this galvanometer is having a particular amount of resistance that will be taken as G. So this is having a particular amount of resistance that will be taken as G here. Now again this will be positive. Again what you are observing, this will be positive here. So after coming to point D, now you are going to move from point D to the point A here. ಈಗೇನು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಡಿ ದಿಂದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಎ ಗೆ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಸೊ ಅವರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಇಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಡಿ ಟು ದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಎ, ಬಟ್ ದ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ is flowing from point A to the point D here. So there is a opposition. So there is a opposite direction what you are observing. So opposite direction ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, calculation order is from point D to the point A, whereas electric current is flowing from point A to the point D. So that's the reason we will consider this as I2 is the amount of electric current flowing here, and this is having a resistor value of R. So this is having resistor value of R. So now this what you are observing will be taken as negative. So here you are going to consider negative, and the algebraic sum of potential difference that always 0 here. So this is the conditions when we apply Kirchhoff's voltage law to the closed loop AB dA here. Now consider this as equation number 1. So this will be the equation number 1 here. So after taking this equation number 1, now you are going to move towards the second loop, which will be taken as, we'll start with the B point, and after coming to B point we'll move towards C point, thereafter D point, again thereafter it will end at the B point only. So when you are going to consider, this is a closed loop here. So in this closed loop what you are observing, so you are going to observe from point B to the point C. The first one what you are observing, point B to the point C here. So when we have point B to the point C, here the amount of electric current is I3. So here the amount of electric current is I3. So this is I3. So I3 multiplied by, now the resistor which is having in the branch BC. So a branch BC ಒಳಗೆ ಯಾವುದು resistor ಅದ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ. So the resistor is Q value. So I3 into Q. So this is the calculation order is from point B to the point C, and the amount of electric current is from point B to the point C. So there we will consider this as positive. So here you are going to consider as a positive here. Next, after coming to point C, now you are going to move towards point D here. So in this branch C to the D, what you are observing, amount of electric current is I4, whereas amount of resistor will be S value. So here also we are going to apply Kirchhoff's voltage law only. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, Kirchhoff's voltage law ನ apply ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಿ. So now in this section what you are observing, here it will be taken as negative. So here it will be negative here. The reason is our calculation order is from point C to the point D, whereas the amount of electric current is moving from point D to the point C. It means our calculation order as well as the direction of electric current both are opposite. So when we have both are opposite direction, so here it will be taken as negative. So thereafter what you are observing, from point D to the point B. So now electric current is moving from point B to the point D, but our calculation order is from point D to the point B here. So that's the reason we will consider minus again. So the reason what you are observing, minus in the sense, so the direction of electric current as well as the direction of calculation order both are in opposite direction. So when both are in opposite direction, now we will consider this as equation number 2 here. So this will be taken as equation number 2. Now at point B, so at point B we will apply, so at point B we will apply Kirchhoff's current law. So when we apply at point B Kirchhoff's current law, it means, so I1 is entering towards point B. So see how many electric currents are here. So how many electric currents are here? The first one is I1 and the second one is Ig here. The second electric current is Ig. and the third electric current, what you are observing, it will be I3. The sum of total electric current at a junction point is 0, so which will be taken as Kirchhoff's current law. So in this one, so I1 will be taken as positive and Ig, so it is leaving the point. So it is leaving the point in the sense it is exiting the point B here. That is the reason we will consider this as minus Ig. So this will be minus here. Similarly, so this I3 is also leaving the point B. So that's the reason we will consider this as 0. So let's write this as equation number 3 here. So now after applying at point B Kirchhoff's current law, similarly we will apply at point D also. So we will apply at point D also, at this point. So when we apply at this point, amount of electric current is I2 and one more amount of electric current is Ig and one more amount of electric current is I4 here. So these are the 4 electric currents what you are observing here. So in that one, I2 what you are observing, it is entering towards the point D. So that's the reason we will consider this as positive. So it is entering towards the point D here. So somewhat you are going to consider this as positive. So thereafter again Ig in the sense current through the galvanometer which is entering towards the point D. So that's the reason we will consider again this as positive. And one more electric current what you are observing, it is leaving the junction point. That is the reason we will consider this as minus. So it will be 0 here. So consider this as equation number 4. So we have the 4 equations. So first equation, by applying Kirchhoff's voltage law to the particular loop, this is A, B, D, A. So this is A, B, D, A. In that one, we will apply Kirchhoff's voltage law. So next one, so second equation is given by B, C, D, B. So B, C, D, B. So there what you are applying? Kirchhoff's current voltage law. So similarly, we will apply Kirchhoff's voltage law, which you are supposed to get the second equation. And the third equation is obtained by consideration junction point. So by the consideration of node point. So node point na observe ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು apply ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ Kirchhoff's current law na apply ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. So when we apply the current law at point B, so you are going to get the third equation. Similarly at point D, you are going to observe fourth equation. So these are the 4 equations what you are going to get here. Now the question is, so if Ig is equal to 0, so if Ig is equal to 0, what does it mean here? At point B and point D, potential is same. At point B as well as point D, potential remains the same. So when the potential same, what you are observing, current through the galvanometer is 0. ಯಾಕೆ 0 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಗೊತ್ತದೆ, ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹೈಯರ್ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಟು ದ ಲೋವರ್ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್. ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲೇನಾಗಿದೆ, ಸೊ ಹೈಯರ್ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ದಿಂದ ಲೋವರ್ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲೇನಿರಬೇಕು, ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಡಿ ನಡುವೆ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ನ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಬದಲಿ ನಾವೀಗೇನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡತ್ತೀರಿ, ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಡಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಸೇಮ್ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅವಾಗ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಿ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಥ್ರೂ ದ ಗ್ಯಾಲೋನೋಮೀಟರ್ 0 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಥ್ರೂ ದ ಗ್ಯಾಲೋನೋಮೀಟರ್ 0 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಕ್ವೇಶನ್, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇಕ್ವೇಶನ್, ಥರ್ಡ್ ಇಕ್ವೇಶನ್ as well as fourth equation, what are the condition? Let us see. So from the third equation we can write so this implies here third equation, I3 is equal to I1 minus Ig here. So in this equation I4 is equal to I2 plus Ig here. So this is the equation what you are going to observe for the corresponding value of I3 as well as I4 here. So if you are going to observe potential as same value, in that one the first equation will be altered like this. So first equation ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, I1 into P. So I1 into P, here Ig value 0 because current through the galvanometer is 0 here. So when we have current through the galvanometer is 0, it means that both the points B as well as the D, you are going to observe observe same amount of potential. So you are going to observe same amount of potential. So that is the reason I1 into P, now the term is 0. So okay, because Ig value is 0 here in the first equation, minus I2 into R, that will be equals to 0. So this implies I1 into P is equals to I2 into R. So let us write this as equation number 5. So you are going to observe fifth equation by the consideration of current through the galvanometer value as 0. So current through the galvanometer value as 0 here. So after getting fifth equation, we will alter the second equation also, because here the amount of electric current is 0. So when we have current through the galvanometer is 0, now the equation which will be given by I3 into Q. So this is I3 into Q minus I4 into S plus minus 0. So you are going to observe minus 0, total is equals to 0 here, because in this term Ig value is 0. So in this one Ig value is 0. So this implies I3 into Q. So I3 into Q is equals to I4 into S. So consider this as equation number 6. You are going to observe this as equation number 6 here. So we are going to observe fifth as well as sixth equation by the consideration of which quantity current through the galvanometer will be taken as 0. So when we consider current through the galvanometer will be taken as 0, so here you are going to alter the equation as fifth equation as well as sixth equation here. Next, so after getting the fifth as well as sixth equation, now you are going to observe, so now you are going to observe third equation as well as a fourth equation. What are the changes you are going to observe in the third equation as well as a fourth equation here? So third equation here it was given as, so I3 is equals to, so I3 is equals to I1 minus Ig. So this was the equation. So this was the equation which was altered here. So adannenu rearranging terms na ಮಾಡಿ I3 value ಬರೆದಿದ್ವಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ನಾವು. So next fourth equation ಏನು observe ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ? So fourth equation is I4 is equal to, so I4 is equal to I2 plus Ig. So this is I4 is equal to I2 plus Ig. So this was the fourth equation and this was the third equation. Now when we have the Ig value as 0, so when we have Ig value 0, this implies I3 is equals to I1. So you are going to consider I3 is equals to I1, which will be taken as a seventh equation. So here you are going to consider as a seventh equation. Similarly, this implies I4 is equals to, so I4 is equals to I2, so which will be taken as eighth equation here. So these are the equations, fifth equation and sixth equation. On substituting the Ig value as 0 in the fourth as well as in the third equation, you are going to get the seventh as well as eighth equation here. So now just compare fifth equation and sixth equation as well as seventh equation as well as eighth equation here. So when we are comparing here, so you are supposed to get the values like this. ಈಗ comparison ಮಾಡಿ equations ಬರೆಯಲಿ. So when we compare or else when we divide these two equations, so when we divide these two equations like this, so I1 into P, so I1 into P divided by, so this is I3 into Q, so this is I3 into Q is equals to, so you are going to divide fifth equation as well as sixth equation. So again what you are observing, say here, so this will be I2 into R divided by, so I2 into R divided by, again the sixth equation I4 into S value, so this is I4 into S value. So you are going to divide, so you are dividing, so dividing by fifth and sixth equations. So dividing it by fifth as well as sixth equation, you are going to observe I1 into P divided by I3 into Q is equals to I2 into R divided by I4 into S. So this is the equation what you are going to observe. Now according to the equation 7 as well as 8, so according to equation 7 as well as 8, we can replace I1 into P divided by So we will replace I3 by the equation I1 here. So we will replace I3 by I1 multiplied by Q is equals to, so is equals to I2 into R divided by, so divided by, here I4 is replaced by, so I4 is replaced by I2 multiplied by S value. So here I2 and I cancel, I1 and I1 cancel here. So this implies P divided by Q is equals to R divided by S. So very important derivation, or it's very important proof of this Weierstrass bridge. So it may ask for 5 marks. So what is they are going to ask? So what is the meaning of Weierstrass bridge? On which principle it is going to act? What is the construction of this Weierstrass bridge? And what is the proof of this Weierstrass bridge? So everything they may ask it for a 5 mark, very important derivation. Now, so one more important quantity. So we have to remember here P and here Q and here R and here it is S. So we should not make a alteration of these values. ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪಿ ನೇ ಬರಿಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯೂ ನೇ ಬರಿಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ ನೇ ಬರಿಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಸ್ ನೇ ಬರಿಬೇಕು. ನೀವು ಇದನ್ನೇನಾದರೂ ಅಲ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ದು ಡೆರಿವೇಶನ್ ಬರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ನೊಮ್ಮೆ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಡಿ. ಸೊ ಅಗೇನ್ ಒನ್ ಮೋರ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಎ ಬಿ ಡಿ ಎ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಲೂಪ್. So ABDA first loop will get the first equation by the Kirchhoff's voltage law. Next, second equation BCDB. So this is the second loop by the consideration of Kirchhoff's voltage law. Next, the third equation, at point B you are going to observe amount of electric current at a point B. Similarly, at point D what you are observing, so again what you are observing at point D, you are going to observe junction point, there what you are applying Kirchhoff's current law. So you are going to get the 4 equation. And fifth and sixth equations by the consideration of current through the galvanometer as 0. Thereafter followed by, you are going to replace I1 and I2 values by, or else I3 and I4 values by I1 and I2. So this is about the derivation of this Weierstrass bridge. Okay. So after getting this Weierstrass bridge, now you are going to discuss about again very important practical application of this Weierstrass bridge, which is called as meter bridge. So which is called as meter bridge here. So in this one, what is the aim of this meter bridge? Why you are going to use this meter bridge? Thereafter followed by, you are going to observe on which principle this Weierstrass bridge is going to work. So ಯಾವ principle ಮೇಲೆ meter bridge ಅನ್ನೋದು work ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So on which principle it is going to work here. So after followed by principle, next you are going to observe how it is made up of. What is the construction procedure here? So you are going to discuss about the construction point. So thereafter followed by, you are going to prove this one. So what is the proof, or else what is the ultimate equation for this meter bridge? So everything we will discuss one by one. So when we discuss about the meter bridge, so this is a very practical application of this Weierstrass bridge. So it is called as practical application of Weierstrass bridge here. So this is a practical application of a Weierstrass bridge. So why it is called as a practical application of Weierstrass bridge? The reason is, so why you are going to use a meter bridge, in the sense to identify unknown resistors. So to find out unknown resistor in the given circuit, you are going to use this Weierstrass bridge here. So in order to identify unknown resistance value of a given resistor. So next, why, on which principle this is going to work here? So it works on the principle of it works on the principle of Weierstrass bridge. So what is the Weierstrass bridge principle? So it is a balancing condition. So here it works on Weierstrass bridge principle. So what is the condition here? So it works on the balancing condition that is given by that is P divided by Q is equals to R divided by S. So this is P divided by Q is equals to R divided by S here. So what is the purpose of using meter bridge? So it is a practical application of the Wheatstone bridge where you are going to identify what is the unknown resistance of a given resistor here. Next one, on which principle it is working in the sense? It is working on the Wheatstone bridge principle, that is balancing condition. So that is given by P divided by Q is equals to R divided by S value. Now, how it is made up of? Why it is called as a meter bridge? Hangandre matte yage navu adakke particular agi meter annu word annu kottiri. So let us see. So now, in order to identify this one, we are going to observe. So we are going to fix one of the meter scales. You are going to consider this is a wooden board here. So on the wooden board ಅಂತ assumption ಮಾಡು. ಆ wooden board ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಿ, ಈ ರೀತಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ 1 meter scale ಅನ್ನು ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. So this is 1 meter scale here. So this is scale 1 meter scale in the sense this is 100 centimeter. So 100 centimeter scale ಅನ್ನ ಇದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಿ. So now this wire is connected with the wooden board here. So which wire is made up of? So this wire is manganine. So manganine or consistent wire here. So manganine or consistent wire here. So when we use the manganine or consistent wire, now it is having a perpendicular two copper loops like this. So you are going to observe two perpendicular copper loops at the extreme ends of this meter bridge. So let us assume this will be point B here, and this let us assume this will be point A here. So now from the extreme ends of this meter bridge we are going to observe two perpendicular ಅಂದ್ರೆ 90 degree ಒಳಗಿರೋ ಒಂದು ಎರಡು copper strip ಅನ್ನು ಈ ರೀತಿ observe ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. So this is a copper strip here. Now we are going to observe this is called as center tap. So this is called as a center tap here. So ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾಕೆ center tap ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ it makes the gap between two extreme end copper strips here. So ಇದು ಎರಡು ಏನು extreme end observe ಮಾಡತ್ತೀರಿ, ಆ ಎರಡು extreme end ನಡುವೆ ಇರೋ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು center tap ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು sensitive device ಅನ್ನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ. Now why it is called as like this? The reason is, so here what you are observing, we will apply this as R. So we will consider this as R here, and here what you are observing which will be taken as S here. So this is what you are taken S. So now this S is called as standard resistor. So this S is called as a standard resistor here. And R is also a standard resistor, but this is unknown resistor here. So because we are going to identify what is the unknown resistor here, so here you are going to identify what is the R value. So in order to identify R value, what you are observing here, so you are going to make a gap between the left hand as well as a right gap. So this we call as left gap. So this is called as left gap because it comes our left side, and this is called as right gap. So this is right gap. In order to make a gap between the two in order to make a gap between two copper strips, you are going to introduce a center tap like this. So after inserting center tap, from this center tap you are going to make a connection like this. So it is connected to the galvanometer. So you are going to observe this will be taken as galvanometer. Now the position what you are observing, so this will be taken as length L value, and the remaining length as 100 minus L value. So this is about the construction of meter bridge here. So how it is made up of? So just remember one more time. So I glance over on this one. So it consists of manganine or consistent wire on the wooden board where you are going to apply or else where you are going to fix 100 centimeter scale on this wooden board. So on the wooden board consider madire, a wooden board ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು observe madire 100 centimeter ಇರೋ ಒಂದು scale ಅನ್ನು fix madire 100 meter in the sense, 100 centimeter in the sense it will be 1 meter. That is the reason the name given as meter bridge. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ವರ್ಡ್ ಏನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರಿ, ಮೀಟರ್ ಬ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ಅಂತ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಯಾಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ 100 ಸೆಂಟಿಮೀಟರ್ ಅಥವಾ 1 ಮೀಟರ್ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ ಅನ್ನ ಆ ವುಡನ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ as meter bridge. Now this is connected with a particular wire. So metal scale ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಒಂದು ಮ್ಯಾಂಗನೈನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಕನ್ಸಿಸ್ಟೈನ್ ಮಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಇರೋ ಒಂದು ವೈರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ ಎಂಡ್ ಎ ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ, ಇದನ್ನ ಎಂಡ್ ಬಿ ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ, ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ as extreme ends of this meter bridge. So when we consider extreme ends of this meter bridge, for this extreme ends of a meter bridge we connected to right angle shaped copper strips like this. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ರೈಟ್ ಆಂಗಲ್ ಶೇಪ್ ಒಳಗಿರೋ ಎರಡು ಕಾಪರ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಪ್ ನ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. Next, after making this one, we are going to introduce a center tap like this. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, center tap ಅನ್ನು introduce ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ in order to make a gap as left gap as well as right gap here. So in order to create gaps between these two copper strips, we have introduced this as a center tap. Next, from this center tap, again we are going to observe galvanometer is connected. So one end of a galvanometer is connected to center tap and another end of a galvanometer is connected to the jockey. So this is called as a jockey here. So one instrument ಅನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು apparatus ಅನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, that is called as a jockey here. Now how it is going to work, so you are going to prove this one. So in order to identify, so we have taken two resistor, one will be unknown here and one will be standard resistor, known resistor here. So this is known standard resistor. So this is known standard resistor and this will be the unknown standard resistor. Both are standard value only. But the thing is, here what length you are going to observe, so this will be assumed as a p value. So this will be assumed as giving a particular resistor value of p and the remaining what you are observing, it is going to give a particular amount of q value. So when we have particular amount of q value and when we have a particular amount of p value, now it is going to work on the principle of Wheatstone bridge, which will be given by p divided by q is equals to r divided by s. So this is the condition of balancing here. So it works on this principle of balancing condition, p divided by q is equals to r divided by s value. So in that one we will substitute what is the p value. So when we substitute p value here, it will be taken as L and the q value what you are observing here, it will be taken as 100 minus L because this equals to what? So p equals to what it is, this is in terms of resistor r into L value and what you are observing R in the sense we will consider this in the form of resistance as rho into L value. So resistivity we will consider rho into L value. So here also rho into 100 minus L value because resistivity remains same as the nature of the material remains the same here. So this is R divided by S. So S is known resistor ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂನ ನಾವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಿ, ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋ R ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂನ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡತ್ತೀರಿ. So rho and get cancel here. So R is equals to, so R is equals to S into L divided by 100 minus L. So S into L divided by 100 minus L, which you are going to use the equation as to identify unknown resistor. So this is the equation what you are observing, or else this is the equation what you are supposed to use to identify what is the amount of unknown resistor in the given circuit here. So this is the equation, very very important equation, and you are going to observe in the practicals also. So that is the reason you are going to call this as practical application of this Wheatstone bridge. So Wheatstone bridge ಗೆ ನಾವು meter bridge ಯಾಕೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, so here you are going to use 100 centimeter scale. So that is the reason we will give this as a meter bridge.